Here goes. Are you
Can it
ready?
start?
I don't know. It has to do its thing. It's
Where are we?
receiving. Okay, this is it. Welcome back.
Oh, we're live.
Yeah, we're live.
Sipping on Sundays.
What are you sipping on?
Bourbon.
That's the coolest cup, right? Because we bought this for, well, I didn't. Actually, it was our children.
It has a
bought
mustache on it, but it's very hard to see.
Yeah, it's really hard to see. But we bought it for Father's Day.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You put a plastic cover on top, and then you fill it with water, and it does like a half of an ice cube. It's pretty fancy stuff.
I just thought it was really cool that you were drinking out of it on Father's Day when we got it for you on Father's Day several years back, and you still have it and you use it. So I thought that was really cool.
Yes.
I just have some ice cold water, and I also have this cool little jar of moonshine, Old Smoky Tennessee Moonshine Blackberry. So I'm gonna try that while we're sitting here too. But anyway, so yeah. So I'm just gonna drink my water to start.
Okay.
So today we're just going to talk about what's been going on the hobby farm, what we're doing, and it's been a lot of like digging, really.
Well, the dirt piles are starting to disappear. So
Yeah. When we came to this property, we had 3 large dirt piles on
huge
the property.
dirt piles, and
Yeah.
they're such an eyesore. But they're such good soil because the people that had the property before us, they had horses and goats and whatever else, and they piled everything up on piles, all the poo, and then dirt or whatever with it. So we have these huge piles that are actually really good soil.
So yeah, so it's really good soil. So we've been moving it around and building flower beds, and we cut down like 30 some trees last year, and we chipped up the branches and stuff to make like a mulch.
Oh, we have like 12 ton of mulch.
Yeah, so we've been putting that on top of stuff just to retain some moisture and stuff. It's been really warm here. I don't know like how
Just
warm
today.
it's been. I know, but it's still been warm. Like the sun is like, it beats down on you here on top of this mountain, and I
We
feel
live
like
on a
it's I feel like it scalds you. But I don't know, like, what are you guys out there? Like, how's the weather out there? I mean,
I think it's hot everywhere. I mean, it was hot today. It was supposed to go to 84, went up to 88. Tomorrow was supposed to go up to 89. It's probably going to hit like 90 something. So maybe we'll get a thunderstorm. But it's weird. It's hit or miss. You could go 5 minutes down the road to where the water spring is, and it is
That's
like
cool.
70 degrees.
oh, so, Trucking Diva says, was it always your plan to buy a farm? Actually, I love, he's shaking his head no, but I've always loved farming and the thought of having or owning a farm, but technically the property that we bought isn't necessarily a working farm, it's just something in progress. So no, it was never really our plan. It's something that I've always loved.
If you go back to our last podcast, it was like the top 10 things or whatever.
Of homesteading.
So like,
It
we
was
kind of
5.
said, make the most of what you have. So
Right.
I guess that's what we're doing. I mean, we're given this opportunity, not a lot of people usually get, and we're taking full advantage of it.
Yeah, but we're still thinking about doing another conversion.
Oh,
so
yeah.
This isn't like, we're just going to farm
get ready
and
for
do
that.
nothing else. But yeah, we've been thinking about doing another conversion.
Yeah.
But we're thinking, the kids are going to be off. They're going to be out of high school in 4 years, and we don't
Just
need
us.
a massive bus in order to travel around and see things. And so,
No.
we're going to do something smaller, I
Yeah.
think.
And the bus is still currently testing waters for sale. So
Right.
we have a lot of people interested.
Yeah.
We've gotten several emails so far, so we'll see what happens.
Sure, yeah. There's lots
And,
of interest in it. It's just
That money's going to go to a bunch of things, so that's going to be good. It's going to go to the next conversion, hopefully. Maybe a cabin.
but I love my bus, so it's really hard for me.
It's tough.
And Trucking Diva says it's really hot in California. I can imagine.
What part of California are you from?
California. Woo! I think that's why we came back.
I watched our whole series.
Nice.
Saw it on Craigslist, right?
Oh wow, cool. Very cool.
No,
Very
we
cool. So yeah, we were heading to, where were we going to go in California?
We were going to go to Glass Beach.
Yes, we were going to go to Glass Beach.
In Mendocino.
She's from Sacramento.
Right on. I grew up in California.
That's awesome.
So I'm a West Coast baby.
Yeah. So basically, we've just been keeping ourselves busy here. Our pumpkins are getting massive. I'll do an update video on that too for the Whistle Thicket Challenge. I actually didn't think that they would grow because, in all honesty, I've never grown pumpkins successfully. Who knows? Maybe pumpkins won't grow at all, actually. They might just...
I just want pie. I'm not really a pumpkin decorator. I'm okay. The kids are better than me, but I just want some pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin pie. But I don't know. Things been going on around here. Not much, really, other than just moving dirt.
Yeah.
We replanted a ton of lilacs because they spread like wildfire, so we have a whole wall of lilac trees now.
Yes.
Down to the end of the driveway.
But that's good because we're trying to create like a privacy hedge
Yeah.
/ with our fence too. So.
And we'll have some more videos, I guess, if anyone's interested. Some more videos of us and what is actually happening outside these walls. Like the fence is going up slowly but surely.
Yes.
The bus is collecting tons of dust and pollen.
So I'm wondering, what everybody else out in the big world is doing with their summertime. I mean, usually, generally, for our family, we don't really, go to, theme parks and things like that, even though my daughter's really been bugging me about going to one lately. I don't know why.
I don't fit on any rides. I don't want to go. No.
I just think I'm too chunky. You put that, you go click, 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 click.
No.
And then you're, trying to push that last click, and you're like...
They're like, sir, you need to get off the ride, sir. No, I'm not getting off.
Do I
just go, I'll hold on.
you kind of decipher in your head, you're like, do I want to breathe, or do I want to stay in the ride?
I haven't been on an amusement park ride, and I'm a big guy. I mean, I'm 6'8", 360.
Yeah.
So, but I used to fit on rides, when I was younger. I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Remember the last time that you got on a ride during the summertime, and but your legs were hanging. It was a hanging ride.
Oh, they told me to get off.
I was so worried that your legs were going to get smashed by a tree limb.
I got on that one ride at Hershey Park.
Oh,
I got on one ride, and they were like, sir, they raised it up off the ground, or the floor drops out or whatever.
Right.
And then my feet were still touching.
Right.
They were like, you can't be on this ride.
They're like, somebody's leg's going to get ripped off. It might have a lawsuit or something.
We're not going to be on the 5 o'clock news because of this
swear
asshole.
to God, we won't sue you. It's okay if his legs fell off.
Shit, clothes would be cheaper.
Right?
And shoes.
Because you'd be shorter.
Yeah. But, yeah.
But, so that's really what's going on. We finished the chicken coop. I'll show you guys that. I haven't shown you that yet. I did record some video.
I'm assuming Trucking Diva is a trucker.
Yeah, she's a truck driver.
Oh, right on.
She's been following us for a while. I sometimes will send her little messages when she makes comments and stuff. But,
I was a truck driver for years. It's fun. I miss it sometimes.
Yeah, he drives me crazy about it. He's like, what if I just go back to doing this or that? And I'm like, you were gone all the time. I mean, I guess that life is good for some people. Yeah, you like the money. I know. But to me, I miss you because I'm a needy lady. Not really. I don't really need anything, but I like to have companionship. Who doesn't?
You got more companionship here.
Yes. She says she's been doing it for 27 years.
Oh, rock on. I did not make it anywhere near that. No, I made it a few years.
She is a diva.
Rock it out.
She's totally
write a book.
Rocking it.
Write a book because I had a friend that just retired, and him and his wife did, and they up and disappeared off the face of the planet. And I haven't heard from him for a while, but because he had already retired, and as soon as she retired, their bikes were ready, their motorcycles, and they were gone. Yeah. They hopped on their motorcycles, and they haven't been back yet. Well, they have adult children, so it works. Cool.
Yeah. When our children are adults, we're probably going to hit the road for a little bit, too.
We thought about doing something like that, too, with U-Ship or something like that. Make some money while we're driving.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, uship.com, if it's still called that. Remember that show we used to watch?
Yeah. I don't know, TV like makes everything seem like a big fantasy.
Magical.
Yeah, like even the same thing with the Skoolie world. Everything seems so magical until you start building things, and then you're like, oh, like this isn't working,
No.
or I don't know why, like, or what to use for this. You know what I mean? So it goes like that too.
Oh yeah, I was sitting there trying to figure out the other day what we had actually had involved financially into the conversion in my own head.
Right.
And I was trying to figure this out, and I'm like, I can't, because we never took into effect that stack of receipts that was like a book thick of stuff that just didn't work out, that was bought, screwed up, and was like, oh, that's done. That's just a waste of money.
So I think I want to try this stuff.
Go for it.
It kind of smells like hairspray. Smell it.
I don't.
It does to me, like Aquanet.
Well, now that's a shot. Understand?
I'm not shooting this.
That's one shot.
No. Here, I'm just gonna sip it. Ugh. You wanna try it?
No.
This tastes like pure
I got real alcohol.
butthole. Let me not cuss on live stream. I'll try not to. This stuff's awful. Actually, it's not that awful if you
Really?
like fruity stuff.
What would I say I spent on my build? I know that I can tell you what we spent on the engine.
Ooh, too much.
The engine was $8,000.
We spent a lot on our build, but we were trying to stay within a budget.
Our original budget was $5,000, and by God, we surpassed that unbelievably. Remember, we said we're only going to spend $5,000. That's it.
We actually were very, very close to spending that until the engine work came up, and then that blew us completely out of the water. And then I was like, well, we spent this much on it, might as well put more.
If you add in all the stuff that had to be ordered, like the build itself, the framing and the floors and the ceiling and the floor was the most expensive. But if you add in the sink and the stove and the toilets and the pee diverter that was from Europe that cost a fortune.
It wasn't that much. It was just the shipping.
The shipping.
The shipping costs on everything were just absolutely outrageous.
You don't know what you need until you're on the road. The same goes for a truck driver. I mean,
right.
You can pack your truck full. I could go out for a whole week. I used to go from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania to Big Island, Virginia. And I did it all the time. And every single time I went out, I was like, damn, I wish I'd have brought this with me. Or, damn, I wish I'd have brought that. So when you're out on the road, we were in Florida before we decided we're in 100% sick of the bicycles on the Skoolie.
Right.
We had went to a Harbor Freight somewhere, and I think we were near Pensacola. Or maybe we were in Florala, outside of Alabama. I don't remember, but we bought a bike rack. We spent the afternoon screaming at each other, drilling holes into our bus.
Do you remember?
Drilling holes
Do you remember?
through steel and breaking drill bits and going completely crazy to get a bike rack on just to get the bikes off the bus.
We had to go into Tractor Supply 4 times for different size bolts because the freaking things wouldn't fit through the door.
It was to the point where we just kept walking in and out with their product, and they were
just were like, whatever.
They're like, hey,
bring it back whenever you get done with it.
Whatever you figure it out, let us know.
They're like, okay. So,
the whole thing spent. I want to say an average of what we spent on it, like 13, 18. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say it was
closer to 17.
It was between the ballpark of between 17 and 20, because there's things that like I just didn't even count.
Hundreds of dollars wasted though. If you don't know what you're doing.
And like not beds like as in because we built our bed, but like the
take
mattress
stock,
itself.
If you're planning on building a Skoolie, take stock in self-tapping screws.
And liquor.
Because after you work on that school bus for like 10 hours straight one day and you're covered in cuts, I mean, I almost cut my finger off. I had to go to the hospital.
Yeah,
6, 7 times.
Anyway. Well, let's get back to...
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, we're way off topic. We kind of just go with things, so we always get off topic when we start blabbing.
I don't know.
So...
But yeah.
But anyway, so what's going on here? Not a lot of anything. Digging, sweating, it's hot.
Tried to go and do some work today. It was hot. I loaded the whole truck up with bark instead of using the tractor.
Humidity. If you don't have humidity where you live, you are so blessed.
It's not so bad here. It's hit or miss where we live. So you could go outside one day, and if you watch the next video when we built the cat patio thing,
you keep telling people, don't listen to him. He always tells people, and then they're like, oh, I already knew that was coming. I'm not gonna watch that video.
Oh, sorry. Well,
He lets
okay.
the cat out of the bag like every.
We're outside the
time.
other day, and the wind was blowing so crazy around here. And it's like, oh, there's a typical day in Sandy Ridge, Pennsylvania, because it's always windy. But then you get days like this where it's, 700 degrees, and there's not a breeze.
Like your flesh is melting off of you right now.
Yeah.
Like I swear, but it's not even really. It's just the humidity. It's like your skin's just sloughing off because like it's just so moist. I hate that word, but it's moist here. But anyway, speaking of letting the cat out of the bag, we have new additions to our little hobby farm, right?
Yeah. It's ironic because I was very apprehensive at this whole idea at first, so go with it.
He wants to kill me half the time because I'm always trying to bring something new home.
My son's at camp right now, and there's a foster cat in his bedroom, pregnant. Okay, my daughter's cat snuck outside like 2 weeks ago and was out for like 2 nights straight. She got herself knocked up, we think.
We're not sure on that, but if she does, she's getting fixed. And on top of that, if she does have babies,
enjoy it before winter returns. Let me just rephrase. Go back to where we were. You're in California, okay? We know we have to enjoy it because we don't even get summer here.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It literally goes from winter to summer and summer back to winter. So by the end of August here, it'll be back into the 40s at night.
What's really weird, though, about where we live is that not all of Pennsylvania is like that.
2 hours south where we used to live, it's hot as hell.
And all summer, and you do have different seasons. But up here, it's like we have 2 seasons.
You have winter and summer.
Getting back to where I was, we added 2 new creatures to our family. We added the Goodfellas to our family, and this one right here is Tommy.
This is Tommy.
And this one right here is Henry. And if you watch the movie Goodfellas,
it's one of my favorite movies of all time. So Tommy,
this is where their names came from, and they're looking at us like,
stop holding me up.
We hate you right now because we were sleeping soundly beside you.
But if this doesn't get some views, I don't know what the hell will.
Cute kittens.
Oh my goodness.
But these are going to be our new baby barn cats. When they get a little bit bigger, they will be out in the barn, hopefully mousing and moling for us. Because we have moles and voles.
Ridiculous moles.
All those awful things.
Look.
But, okay, I'm sorry. I got a cat butt in my face.
Whoa.
Let me put him back down. Go back to sleep, baby. I'm sorry.
No, but it's funny because we got him home, and she took him out to the barn to introduce him to the chickens and the rabbit that's out there now. And I turned around. I was doing something. I was loading up the tractor to move it.
Right.
I turned around, and she's calling these kittens through the yard, like they're dogs.
They follow like dogs. It was the cutest thing, but in a week or two, they'll be, outside in the barn and getting acclimated. Can't speak today. To the barn and their little surroundings out there, and of course they'll have a little shelter inside the barn, and hopefully they'll want to be good mousers.
Yeah, I mean if that's what it's good. We're gonna get them microchipped. We're gonna get them licensed.
Right, and fixed, of course. We don't want to have any more babies. Fixed. But yeah. This one wants to get down, but I'm nervous about the dog.
We have a lot of animals around here, which leads me back to telling people that, you got to have somewhat the ways and the means to feed all these creatures, because if you don't have them, if you don't have the money to do it, don't get any animals, please. Because too often around here, especially, we see people that get animals because they think it's cute or they want to get a new animal, and then it either just stays chained up outside their house 24 hours a day, or they just throw it out the door.
That just sickens me.
This is the country. You know what I mean? It's one way or another. It's either win or lose for the household animals. Oh. There's a dog down the street that we all are constantly contemplating on doing a midnight rescue mission. This dog is locked in a cage. Every time I drive by this person's house, that dog is not moved. It's chained to its dog box inside of a cage.
It's so sad. It's so sad. Why get the animal if you're just going to let it sit in the side of a cage all day long and not pay it any attention and not love it, and it has no reason to be there? It's not a service animal. It doesn't have a job. It's not a companion. It just sits inside a cage all day. I just think that's the most awful thing that people can do to animals. Like, in all honesty, just don't get the animal. Like, really, don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't, like, our dogs.
Or drop it off here, we can handle it.
Our dogs, like, they're around us all day. They're either with us, like, sleeping, or lately they've been on the porch sleeping just because it's too warm in here.
Well, they had to go. They were in here a little bit with the fan blown on,
right?
But now they're back out on the porch because they were mouth breathing so loud.
Yeah, and they're shedding really bad, so they're on the porch, but they're in an open environment. They can walk around the porch. They can come in and see us. They follow us around the yard. So, like, you know.
And another tip too for summer that brings me to summer and heat and animals and everything: ice.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Our dogs love ice, so we were like, let's do it. So we bought a freaking ice maker, and it was
This ice maker's amazing.
We drop like what? A whole tray of ice cubes, 12 ice cubes every 6 minutes. We can't keep up with it. Everything we drink is cold now. It's amazing.
I know.
I think another thing too. I was saying that if we were doing another conversion, and people are like, "Oh, I need."
Oh my gosh, that's so smart.
I was like, "Yo, just install an ice machine. You can just install a built-in cooler into your countertop. Get one of those nice Yetis, and have it built into your countertop, and then have enough power just to draw for that ice maker. Just keep the ice maker going."
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad.
Because you can cool your food with the ice. You can have
a built-in drain for your cooler that goes straight off the bus, and your gray tanker out.
You can have this like little drain thing.
I think we might do it on our next conversion.
Yeah, I was really considering.
I think it's intelligent because we lived 6 months on a Skoolie with nothing. Okay,
right?
Everything was no refrigerator. So once in a blue moon, we would swing by a grocery store and pick something up that we had to cook that night. Other than that, everything was pastas and stuff that was ready to eat right there.
Except for eggs. Eggs could sit out on the counter. We didn't have to refrigerate them, but a lot of people don't know that, though.
Roadside farm stands.
Farm eggs. If they haven't...
Don't put it in the fridge.
No, well, it depends. If they haven't been washed, then they can sit out. Well, because they have...
Bacteria.
No.
Good bacteria.
No, because hens, when they lay an egg, they have this coating that comes out. I believe it's called, like, the bloom or something like that. I would have to look it up. Anyway, it's the coating that covers the egg that keeps bacteria from getting inside of the egg, which causes it to spoil. Which is why grocery stores, when they wash their eggs, they coat them in a mineral oil or something like similar to that, so that they don't have to sell them right away. And if you didn't know, grocery stores keep eggs up to 6 months before they even put them on the shelves.
Yeah.
Which, to me, that's fine if you are trying to preserve them for yourself on your own farm. But as far as selling them to consumers, I would rather get fresh eggs that are... I mean, we go through our eggs so quickly when our chickens were laying eggs last year that...
Well, we also bake our own breads. We also try to do a lot of, in general, baking.
Right.
Like, we
and if you don't...
we try. It's we're at a point where we're not there yet, but we're going to get to that point where people are probably going to think we're like Little House on the Prairie someday. Like, we're going to be canning and making everything. Like, we're trying to go full survival, full off-grid, full self-sustaining. Eventually, someday.
I think our neighbors think we're nuts.
It's a long process. Our neighbors think we're nuts, but we have our neighbors. I don't know.
Honestly,
I don't even want to get into that subject.
That's exactly why we're building a fence. I mean,
tall fences make for great neighbors.
Exactly. But like what I was saying about the eggs, like if you have too many, you can always give them away. You can freeze eggs.
Food bank.
I've even been thinking about those remember we were down in Pensacola and oh yeah, it's crazy.
You haul food. You want to hear something crazy that I learned about from hauling food was
you didn't say what they said. Nobody else knows what she said unless
no, whatever.
She says that's crazy. Being that we haul food, I'm surprised how long stores keep certain food.
And I said they haul food, but I was saying I'd go back to that. That certain places, how much just restaurant stores in general, just waste and waste and waste.
Right. But how long they store it? Like
Wendy's.
Wendy's. If you don't know about Wendy's, you're gonna be so grossed out.
Don't eat Wendy's food. Listen to me. Don't. I haven't eaten Wendy's food in forever. I mean, we did one time in Carlisle. We're in the middle of conversion.
It's kind of what they had down there, and it was gross.
But anyway, So when I was driving truck, I came across a Wendy's delivery guy at a truck stop. We're just, talking like you do at truck stops, just breezing, and he's like, he was broke down. He was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I got to deliver like 20 miles down the road or something, and he's broke down and this and that, and he hit me up on the CB the next morning. He had left in the middle of the night, got repaired, left, hit me up on the CB. It was like, hey, so and so. It was like, I forget anyway. But basically, they don't use refrigerated trucks.
Right.
Okay? They deliver everything it's already frozen. And if it gets there in time, then okay. But if it doesn't, then it's at the manager's discretion to accept what they want to accept. So he would tell me horror stories about how they would pull a box of hamburger patties off covered in maggots.
It's so gross.
And they would keep taking layers off further to the back of the truck, the load, where it was warmest. And then when they would get down to where it was still semi-frozen, they would accept those at Wendy's.
So gross.
So yeah, okay.
Anyway.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
gross.
stores store everything forever. Like if they get like packages and they don't expire until June, they'll keep them until like April and be like, let's put them on the shelves now. You know what I mean? Because they still have a few more months, but people don't realize that those things were like bought way long time ago. Like you could have fresh stuff.
I don't know.
But anyway, I was trying to say before you lovingly cut me off. Remember in Pensacola where we were talking about giving stuff away and stuff? How they had those book things? It was like free, like you could come and take.
Oh yeah, right on.
Like it was it Pensacola? It was at the church there.
It was in Navarre.
Okay.
Oh no, that wasn't outside of Blackwater Bay when we left. We found that church.
It was in
Milton.
So it was in Florida, and they have these things, and they're like look like little houses, kind of, but they're like pantries, and they have like food and stuff in them.
Look for those.
Put like books in them, clothing. So I've been thinking about maybe building one and putting one on our property, like on the corner of our property, because like I said in our last video, our community is kind of in like a poor area, and I'd like to be able to help the community as much as we possibly can.
And it was a crazy thing because we were turning down the wrong road or something, and I saw this big church parking lot, and I said, cool, I'll swing in there. I mean, we're driving a freaking school bus. I mean, it's huge.
Right.
Like, you can't just... I've turned around in some pretty crazy spots and raised the hairs on the back of her neck a couple times.
Yeah.
But that's from driving a truck. You know what you're doing. You can bob and weave in and out of places. But so we turn around this parking lot, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's that? And I'm like, go check that out. She hops off the bus, comes back with a bunch of green beans and something else, and I was like, nice.
But remember,
and then the one in Pensacola, you guys got books. The one guy had cigars in there. That was cool.
But I did put stuff back in too, so it was like a give and take type of thing, and I really liked that idea. So I think I'm going to install one of those on our property somewhere. I don't know.
Saw the community food, clothing, etc. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw anything with clothing. I know a lot of churches will give stuff away. I know the church in the next town over does a sneaker Sundays or something.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that before we traveled. Like I didn't really.
We should definitely
see how they existed. Like I didn't understand that they even existed or whatever. But I think it's really cool. I don't know how the community would take it as far as it being located on our property, just because we weren't we weren't very much accepted when we first moved here. But it seems to be getting a little bit better. So I'm having a positive outlook.
Yeah, I'm going to put it up and just let everyone know, hey, man, mi casa, su casa.
Right.
But
exactly.
We have some people that don't like us. We're definitely not from around here.
We're just different.
Yeah.
That's okay. Ooh, Houston.
What up, Houston? Mostly East Coast.
Houston.
Yeah, mostly East Coast. I don't know. You'll find a lot of stuff. We were driving through New Mexico, and I saw one. They had all these bins out in front of this church. It was just bins and bins of free stuff that anyone could just walk up and grab. I think more communities should do that. They just started doing free lunches for kids up here at the fire hall.
Yes, they did free
The church
lunches
in the next town over, the other town, we're smack dead center between like 3 towns within 6 miles. So you have Tyrone, Osceola, and Phillipsburg. And Osceola does lunch for any child that wants it.
Right. I think that's such an awesome idea too. I mean, I think it has to do with a lot of the government funding and stuff too, which is fine as long as it's helping children. I mean, what else? I mean, the government should be helpful anyway. What else do they do other than just take our money? But
how's the weather in Houston, Jerry? Is it hot there, man? I know it's hot. We drove through Texas, but it wasn't so hot when we drove through.
It was really dry. I don't know how you guys do it out there. So dry. Like, I, wanted to drink gallons upon gallons of water. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like I was cracking.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, please.
When we left Louisiana, it was like, we need to go. It was getting hot.
Oh, yeah, in Louisiana. And when we were there, people there said, like, don't want to be here in
Yeah,
January.
and it baffles you because, he says, oh no. It baffles you because you would think to yourself, we were there in what, February, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in February, and I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, and they're having winter storms back here, and I'm running air conditioner down there, and it's like, you don't realize it until you go, holy hell, it was so humid.
Well,
the one day we went on the parade day.
Yeah, but we were down there, and they're running air conditioners, and we're like, what's going on? Why are you guys so hot already? Like,
yeah. Well, that's
we didn't understand it. We were like, this
but then
is
you go to the
nice.
reverse. We were in Florida,
Right.
and it was so freaking cold that the ocean froze one day.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was creepy. It
Seeing
was
the ocean freeze,
that
it
was
was such an amazing, event.
Dude, and
happened.
those clouds that sat on the water about 30 yards offshore that just sat there. It was like the mist, like the sci-fi movie Mist. It was
Yes.
creepy. But anyway, so we're down there in shorts and t-shirts, and people down there.
He says in Houston it's been raining, but it's not so bad. Really, rain?
You don't have to.
I didn't know it was even I thought when I watched the Weather Channel. I'm sorry, guys, I'm spacing out. Last time I watched the Weather Channel, I saw that it was basically dry everywhere. I didn't think it was raining.
We had a lot of rain here, so the heat's not bad. It's not bad. We've had plenty of heat, but they have a lot of hurricanes that are brewing up in the Gulf and stuff now, further down. So.
But anyway, yeah. So we're getting along. We're doing our thing.
I love how he says you don't have to be liked. Yeah,
exactly.
We don't have to be, and we don't really even try to be anymore. I think it's more or less that I kind of just keep my mouth shut because I'm a loud mouth, and I literally will tell you how it is.
Quiet.
Literally. And she has to do that a lot.
Be quiet.
Yeah. Because I just, I don't, you know what I mean? I'll literally walk up and talk to anybody on the planet. I don't care who you are. If you don't like when I talk to you, then, oh well. You don't have to be liked.
Yeah.
I agree. You don't have to be liked.
But, well, we usually go for about 30 minutes. It's been about 32 minutes. I think we'll go for another couple minutes, and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah, any questions? Anybody else?
Hello and stuff.
Our 3 amazing people that are watching. I love it. I think it's amazing.
I think it's amazing, too.
Thanks for watching, man.
Yeah, rock on. It's so great. I also wanted to just mention before we do wrap things up that we probably won't be doing any, I think we'll still be doing our Sipping on Sundays during the time.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to still do our Sipping on Sundays with you guys, but we probably won't have our weekly vlog videos for about 3 to 4 weeks because our children are going to camp and they want to take the camera and I have one camera. So they're going to be at camp for a few weeks. And so if you hopefully can hold on and just see us on Sundays until they come back, we would appreciate that. We really love that you guys support us because we do this for fun. We don't do this to make money.
I'm not going to become a millionaire. There's no way. I'm not.
We don't do this for popularity. And, there's some channels out there that just make me gag.
If our neighbors knew us the way they knew us, our neighbors would come over and sit around a fire with us outside and chill and have a drink on Sundays, and we wouldn't be on the computer. But no one knows us, or we're just not their type of people. But if I can sit here and have a drink with you guys and chill, then by all means, that's cool with me.
Yeah, we'd rather talk to you guys than be bored, because Sundays are lazy days for us sometimes, and so we'll still continue to do our Sipping on Sunday while the kids are at camp, but you might not see our weekly vlogs during those weeks, so I just want to apologize and also say thank you.
Oh, well, she has plenty of video to edit. Don't worry, there'll be plenty of videos to come.
Yeah, I still have a ton of video. Sometimes it's hard to try to keep up on it when you're trying to work and get stuff done too. So, but oh yeah, I'm really hoping that they record some stuff.
Oh, they will. They have a It's a church camp, but it's one of the most kick-ass church camps you can imagine. Like, this camp is
like, it's
insane.
not like they don't preach to you and
No,
stuff like that.
no, man.
They just go there and they do like wild things. Like they do mountain biking, horseback riding.
Our son's doing it, but he's like a counselor for the 5 weeks or 4 or 5 weeks there. Then our daughter's going to go for 2 weeks in the beginning of July.
Yeah.
But the coolest thing ever, and I wanted to go, is they have this giant lake there, and they have a blob.
Yeah, they call it the blob.
And they put like a little small kid on it, and then they have someone like me jump on it and launch the kid like 100 feet in the air. And
so it's like this big like inflatable, and you just jump at it.
Yeah. So
where are we at? We're in Pennsylvania.
Hot ass Pennsylvania.
It's not really hot here. It's just humid. That's why we look so sweaty today.
Yeah, we're like
out of sorts.
What are we?
What? What are we? We're humans.
How many feet above sea level are we right now?
Oh, I don't know, 2,300? Something
yeah,
like
we're on
that.
top of a small mountain.
Yeah, it's not a huge mountain, but we're on top of a mountain. I swear the sun feels like it scorches this little section of earth up here.
Yeah, I was just saying it before earlier. I'm like, that's a farmer's tan right there.
Right?
Like, you get burned out here mowing grass and working outside, but
yeah.
It feels good. It feels good to come inside with dirt on your hands every day.
For anybody that has been following us, like, you have lost so much weight since we've started. Like, from the Skoolie conversion to now.
I'm down like 40 pounds.
Yeah, he's lost 40 pounds, so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. My original goal was 100 pounds because we were supposed to be gone for 1 full year, so I was going to do 100 pounds for 1 year. But
right. And I lost 25, but I gained 5 back because I'm a fatty. But I like food, so, you know, I mean, who can blame me? I try to stay active.
I think it's because I've slowly given up on sweet tea, my sugar-filled sweet
Jerry
tea.
wants to know if Philly is close to us. It's about the only town he knows.
Yeah, we're about 4 hours from Philly and Hershey. Yeah.
Hershey is actually only 2 hours.
Thank you, truck driving diva. But yeah, Hershey's what? Hershey's like 2.5.
Yeah, like 2.5.
Philly's like 4.
Yeah. Harrisburg's 2, if you know.
We're 2 hours from Pittsburgh.
State capital.
We're 2 hours from Lake Erie.
We're kind of like, you know.
Central, west, north, somewhere in there. We're just plot.
I always call it north central.
If you ever heard of the Penn State Nittany Lions, like Penn State college football.
That's where we are.
We're 30 minutes from Penn State. We're State College, Pennsylvania. So we're 30 minutes outside of State College.
So let's wrap it up. Let's say goodbye to all of our friends.
And bid you farewell. Make sure you drink today.
If you haven't stopped in to watch us live, we hope that you'll check us out next time. We know that we got a bunch of views from our last live. So really, thank you so much.
Tell all your friends to check in. And next week I'll wear a Chewbacca t-shirt so I can match.
And we want to also just say Happy Father's Day.
Cheers.
To all the dads out there.
And to all the moms that play dad.
Yes. And to all those people out there that may not necessarily have a traditional family that are also being dad. So.
Rock on.
Yeah. We hope you have a wonderful little holiday and have a good rest of your week.
All right, cool.
Bye, guys.
Peace.